YouTube family, I am in my car driving. I was out running errands, but I wanted to share something with you all. I know I was talking about my business the other day in the other video, and I was talking about how I got started and basically why my first LLC basically failed, and my content creation and all that. Well, I want to encourage you all that starting over is, first of all, not the worst thing. Okay, it's not the worst thing to have to start all over. You just have to birth new strategies. You have to get a clear view of what you want your business to look like. How do you want to rebuild? And where are you going to rebuild? Meaning, where is the best spot for you to rebuild your business? Is that online? Is that a storefront? Is that in a neighboring boutique? Meaning you go to different boutiques throughout your community and see if you can start selling your items there. What does that look like for you? We have places like Fair that's online. I don't do Fair because I don't really do a lot of duplicate. Now, if I did multiplications of the type of bracelets and the necklaces I did, maybe I would. And I probably could actually still do multiplications, even though it is different. I could probably sell it like, oh, blue, green, yellow, red, and that's what comes into that into the wholesale. Now, if you don't know what Fair is, it's wholesale, you guys. It's a wholesale place. There's a place called Depop. I haven't checked that out yet. I don't know about that. I know there's eBay, there's different places. So basically, in order for you to make money on any of these platforms, you have to have a strategy. Now, my strategy looks something like this. It looks like, okay, let me make 5 pieces and see how well those sell. So I actually made several pieces, and I actually had some older pieces that wind up selling. I sell on Poshmark. So I had some pieces come on, somebody buy from off of Poshmark. And I just sold my last probably 5 pieces of those. And so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and repeat. I'm going to repeat that. And that's what I'm talking about. Coming up with a strategy that you know is going to work. Okay. And you know that for some time, it's going to take a minute for you to rebuild, guys. It's not going to be overnight. There's no overnight success stories, guys. I mean, that's what they call them, but they're not really overnight, okay? And I also want to admonish to you that write down your goals. Write them down. Write them down. Write down your goals. And just say, like, goal 1 is to sell 5 sets or whatever you're selling. Don't go past that goal. Just focus on the goal of the 5. Because when you try to go outside of that, then you're putting pressure on yourself that doesn't need to be there. Okay? So this is tip number 1 today. Whatever it is that you're selling, make a collection out of it. And a collection, guys, does not have to be 10. It could be 5 pieces in a collection. All you need is 5 pieces. So if you're selling a painting collection, make those painting collections and name it something or whatever, and then go for it and sell it. Okay. The other thing is, Get you a platform. If you are not on any of these platforms, you need to be on a platform, okay? Because what you don't want to happen is what happened during COVID time. You don't want all the markets to close up and suddenly you have no place to sell. You need to learn how to operate your business online. That's paramount. That's paramount. You have to learn how to use technology to boost your business. We need to learn Chat GPT. We need to learn how to work with all the AI. I believe everything is good until it's not good. Telephones are good. When placed in the wrong hands, they're bad. So learn technology. Technology, y'all, is your friend. And I was talking to a group of women yesterday, and I was saying, the greatest thing about being a 70s baby is that I was on the cuffs of technology. That is so powerful to me. And so I've always loved technology. I've always loved computers. Anything with a computer, I'm doing it. I learned how to do Microsoft. I learned how to do Excel, PowerPoint. These are the things that you need to learn how to do it and do it well. Don't worry about trying to scale where you're not right now. And what do I mean by that? I mean, stop trying to figure out how everybody else is scaling. They may be in a place where they can afford certain things, but you have to work with what you have, guys. And what you have is good enough. It's good enough. If you need to go back and take a computer course, do it. If you need to join up with, I think it's called Skillshare. If you need to get you a coach, do it. So that you can scale your business properly. Or get with a bunch of people that are doing it and talk to them about it. Don't pick their brain. I'm not going to say do that. And offer them something. If you want to learn something from somebody, just don't take up their time. Don't think they're supposed to give you everything for free. Because listen, time is money and money is time. So if you have mentors around you, share ideals back and forth. I have a few people that I bounce off ideas with all the time, and I feel like I'm always in a business meeting with them, and we laugh about it because we're exchanging ideas. Get around a bunch of other entrepreneurs, y'all. Here's the thing: if you want to be a millionaire, you got to hang around millionaires. You got to learn what the millionaire does on a daily basis. Most of the time while everybody else is asleep, the millionaire is up. They're up in the morning. They're up into the wee hours of the night. Me, y'all know I'm not a morning person, but I'm up I'm up all the way until 5 or 6 a.m. sometimes. So I guess I am already a morning bird, I guess, at that point, because I'm already up. And I've did several videos. I done made several necklaces or whatever it is that I'm doing. You have to be fervent. Guys, you have to be very, 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 very fervent. You have to be diligent. And I am driving, y'all, so if I pause a little bit because I'm watching my surroundings. But I want to say, you can do it. And I'm also talking to myself, y'all, because I have made up in my mind that I am going to do this. I'm going to do it again. And this time, I'm going to do it more wisely. I'm going to do it with wise counsel. I'm going to read about it. I'm going to do everything that I need to do. That includes the financial part, writing down my inventory and all of those different things, and tracking what I spend versus what's coming in. That's very important too, y'all. You gotta track what you are spending. And then you also have to figure out if you're making more money, or not if you're making more money, if you're spending more money than you're making, then you're going to have to make some adjustments in your business. Okay? That's that. And we all have to do it. Even the biggest corporations, they have to take a look at their budget. And they have to analyze whether something is working or something is not. And that's the other thing. You have to be able to know when something is working and when something is not working. Those are some of my business tips for you all. And then I want to say this. One of the reasons why I couldn't get a loan at the time, and I still can't get one, by the way, because I wasn't generating enough revenue. And if you are not, most of the people, I'm going to tell you like this, most of the time, most people will not allow you to borrow any form of money if you are not making at least 10 grand a month. And that is why I told you guys that, in all honesty, I don't really need the loan. And you don't either. If you build smart, if you build wisely, if you take all of the money that you've earned, you take maybe 5 or 10% of that money, put it away for you to pay yourself something, even if it's just $5, put it away, and then put the rest of that back into the business, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to keep doing that. It's sort of like flipping it. It's like flipping a house, y'all. We flipping a business. We have to learn how to flip our business. So if we made $300, we take, this is me, I take $250 and I put it back into the bank, and then I put that other $50 aside so that I'll have money for any random thing. Like I do a lot of festivals. It costs to do festivals, y'all. It costs to do wine and jazz festivals and conferences. These things cost you money. Now that leads me to the other thing. Do not go out here wasting your money on these festivals and you don't know if it is worth your time. I have a book that I'm going to be relaunching maybe in a couple of weeks. I'm still doing the finishing touches. Yeah, I'm behind in that, but that's okay. But it talks about vending, learning where you should vend at, learning how to vend, but most importantly, y'all, learning how not to get ripped off. Because a lot of these places, they're after your money. They don't care whether you make your money back. They don't care nothing about that. That's your problem. They figure we give you a place to sell your stuff at. Shut up and take that and deal with that. And if you don't make any money, at that point, it's not our fault. To a degree, that is correct. And then it's not. One, it's not correct because they should have a what I would call a level playing field. You don't have a whole bunch of jewelry vendors in one spot. You spread them out, but they're not looking to do any of that, y'all. So that's why you have to go out and case the joint and find out how many people in your line of crafting there are. Now, here's the thing. There's really no competition. I'm not talking about competition-wise, but I'm talking about thinking about it from this point of view and strategy. When people go out, how many people are going to the fair or the conference or whatever to buy? Especially if it is a wine festival, y'all, a beer festival, whatever. Them people coming there to do specific things. And that is to get inebriated. They not really there to so much buy. Now, sometimes you'll get a happy drunk person to come by and say, hey, I want everything on your table. But you want an atmosphere that is solely based upon crafts and arts, and you know that's why the people are coming. I would say do not pay more than $200 to $300 for a festival. Because you have to, first of all, get your booth money back before you even make a profit. So before you do another market, another conference, or another whatever, case it out. Look around, go look and see if the vendors are happy or not. Now they're not gonna tell you whether they're making money or not, but just go look at their faces. Look at the crowd and see what they're doing. I have been to a lot of places where the people are just walking around like they don't see nobody. Because you have to understand that everybody is not going to the fair for the same reason. I had a talk with my cousin one time. She said to me, she said, well, she would eat at home and she would feed her daughter at home, and she would just go because it was something to do. She wasn't going to shop. Now you amplify her by a couple of hundred people. You have to take all of these things into consideration before you're doing the fair. I hope some of the tips and tricks that I talked about just now have helped you a little bit. I'll be back on with some more tips and tricks. And as always, I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you for my writers. And as I always tell y'all, happy beating.